Leo, hello my darlings, how are you? Welcome to your reading for the month of July 2022. This card's come out a few times. All right. Look, if this reading, I'm just going to say it straight up, if this reading doesn't hit the mark, do make sure you have a look at your other transits, other aspects of your chart, because this particular card has come up in a couple of the readings so far. So we've got relationships, intimacy, freedom, acceptance, and trust. So I am getting the sense that's actually the only card we need from this particular deck. So that's a card from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck. And we're calling on now a card from the Guidance, or the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. Let's see what the goddess or goddesses want to say to my beautiful Leos. Again, just the one. Thank you, guides. Okay, all right. Who had this? Aries had this. Damara, guiding children. You are good at helping, counselling and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. All right. So look, this could potentially be a central theme, or these three cards that we are pulling do indicate a central theme. So, you know, there's definitely this sense of connecting in with others. Okay, you've got those Six of Swords as well. So there's this idea of connecting in with others. Interesting that the Damara card has used the word guiding, so guiding children. The Six of Swords talks about being guided across a river. So guiding, so this man here, the ferryman, is guiding from the rough waters across the river, or down the river, into smoother waters. So it is a transition. There's a movement. There's some sort of progression, almost like a what's the word? There's progress, but it's not. You're not going to the final destination. But the one of the biggest, most important things about this card is that you are being guided. You're being protected. You're being helped on this journey. So it's really interesting that card uses the word guiding children. So I do feel there's something going on there. Also in terms of colouring, you know, that we've got that sort of sitting into that sacral chakra point, I guess. You know, looking at relationships is going to be that sacral chakra. But the colours are all sort of muted, you know. That's a very kind of brown orange. I would expect the sacral chakra to be more of this orange, and even that Damara card, it's a pale orange. Even though I would see that guiding children card as more of a heart space. So there's something also telling me that there's a focus this month for you on the sacral chakra, on this idea of relationships, and allowing yourself to trust that you're going to be guided and looked after. But look, the other thing that is coming through is that there's an invitation this month for you to actually tap into your inner child and you be the guide for your own inner child. Okay, so that's a very clear message that's coming through. It's in this place where if we can look at what our inner child maybe was longing for, and you look, it's at no fault to our parents, but you know, it can be the smallest thing that can have an ongoing effect on us. So if there's something that, you know, that you recognize that maybe you would have desired with your as a child, this is a good opportunity for you to go back and be the guide, be the support for your own inner child. We do have the King of Cups. This is coming out in the position of the energy coming in from the end of June into the start of July. You've also got the Knight of Swords, and this is in the position of potential obstacles or blocks. So the deck I'm using now is the Tarot of Curious Creatures by Chris-Anne. As always, I have called in my guardians, guides, angels and ancestors who love me unconditionally and are of the highest vibration. I do invite you to do the same. You do not have to. It has been my intention that you will be divinely connected and protected throughout this reading regardless. Okay, we have the Tower in the position of a surprise this month. Okay, a surprise, it can be a gift or a strength as well in terms of the positioning there. The next card I'm looking for is going to be positioned on the bottom left-hand corner, and that is going to be looking at our health for the month. And it is health in terms of body, mind and soul, body, mind and spirit. That's a very talkative card. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. Well, the wheel turns and turns and turns. I'm not surprised that it jumped all the way out of the deck then. The next card we're looking for is going to be for the position of our relationships. Five of Swords. Okay. And then we're looking for a card that represents our career, finances, resources for the month. Thank you, guardians, guides, angels, and ancestors. Okay, bottom card. Okay, Chariot. And then the final card we're looking for is going to be the energy taking us out of the month and the possibilities or the energy going into the new month of August. Okay, there's too many cards there. So just a single card, thank you. No, okay, just a single card. So the energy taking us into August is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So let's have a little bit of a look. You know, I almost feel like we really don't even need to go past that central theme, because that is such a strong message that's coming through for you this month, is this idea of opening up to trusting and allowing. I feel like if there's been this inner child that has been damaged or hurt or not received something that maybe is important, I feel like healing this inner child is an extremely important thing this month. And what that does is, once we heal our inner child, that allows us to open up to other aspects in terms of relationships. So whether it's romantic relationships or friends, family, even work relationships, it allows us this deeper level of intimacy, of trust, you know, between whoever we're in a relationship with. So yeah, absolutely. I can't get past that message. I don't know if it's for, you know, one or two people in particular, but there's definitely this idea of healing the inner child and knowing that you're being supported and knowing that you can be the support for yourself, to allow you to open, accept, grow, trust. Okay. The King of Cups, it does look like you are coming into the month from a fairly strong place emotionally. So it may well be that you have been doing this work, if you want to talk about it in terms of the inner child. It might be that you're coming in with a level of emotional security where you're actually now able to have a look at maybe some of these maybe deeper aspects. Okay, so because the King of Cups, he's pretty cool, he's pretty calm and collected, he's emotionally mature, he's not going to react, he's not going to overreact or react too strongly in a situation. He feels quite measured. Obviously, you know, we know that the idea of cups is emotions. We know that if we think of emotions, we think of water, we think of like the ocean. You know, like the Six of Swords, it can be rough or it can be smooth. But I do feel like you're coming in to this month feeling quite stable. I feel like you're almost already in that calm water. Okay, you have already left that rough waters behind. The Knight of Swords has come in as a potential block or obstacle this month. I would think in terms of the positioning of this card in terms of what we were talking about here, in terms of working with children or working with your own inner child, it might be that be mindful if you're working with children, as in not your inner child. Be mindful of coming in and being the knight in shining armor. Okay, be mindful of needing to come to the rescue. You know, there's a way that you can support children without coming in and taking it all on emotionally. Okay, there is some sort of, if you're going to be working with children, maybe that even have some abuse or damage, you know, something going on. There needs to be this emotional coolness, this emotional detachment, because otherwise, if you come in all knight in shining armor, you know, coming to the rescue, there's a potential for you to get burnt out. There's a potential for you to get too emotionally involved. That could very well lead to a tower moment. But this tower is coming in the position of a surprise, but it's also a gift or a strength. So there could be some sort of surprise that's coming in this month that is a good surprise, because I sort of see that placement as a good placement. Okay, so it feels like it's a good surprise that's coming in. The good surprise could well be this Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so there could be something in your life that the fortunes are shifting, so the wheel is turning in your favor. This is in the position of health, so it does indicate body, mind, and soul. So in terms of your health, you could be starting to feel really good in terms of your health if you've had some ongoing health issues in terms of your body, aches and pains, that sort of thing. You know, it has been a fairly consistent message in terms of people who are open to energies at the moment, feeling a little bit fragile, feeling, you know, some of us are feeling battered and bruised and aches and pains everywhere. And, you know, people will say it's part of the ascension process. It may well be that you're going to get a bit of reprieve from this, and your body should be feeling pretty good in July. In terms of, you know, mind and soul or mind and spirit, again, you might be feeling really centered, really, you know, really calm. So this, I'll speak about this creature here quite a bit in terms of this Wheel of Fortune, because she's actually centered in the middle of the wheel, and the wheel is turning around her, and she's able to maintain this idea of being calm in the middle of a storm or the chaos that may be, you know, traveling all around her, rotating all around her. So in terms of mental resilience and resistance, it could well be that you are centering yourself and allowing yourself to not get, you know, drawn into any chaos that's occurring around you. That being said, you do have the Five of Swords, and this is in the position of relationships. So there still could be some kind of conflict or even an argument or something that is hanging around. I feel like this could actually be related to this inner child thing that's come up. So I feel like it could be that it's almost like a trigger that's coming up. And rather than you reacting to it, it's a good opportunity for you to look at what this trigger is, and rather than react, kind of almost have a conversation with it. So if you look at the inner child stuff, look at what it is that the inner child is really seeking. So does the inner child want to be seen? You know, acknowledge that. You know, can you as the adult then turn around to that child, your own inner child, and say, I see you, I acknowledge you, I hear you, I understand that you are feeling this way or this way or this way. So I do feel in terms of relationships, I do feel this is an internal relationship. It's some sort of trigger that, you know, may be presented to you this week, this month, that gives you that opportunity to work on that inner child stuff. Okay, we have the Chariot coming up, and this is in the position of career and finances. So it may well be in terms of career, finances, resources, you're on the move. This could be a physical move. It could also represent some sort of victory or win. So it's certainly a positive card. It does also indicate that you're in control. So you're in the driver's seat there. You're in control of your bicycle. You're perfectly balanced. You've got two counterparts here, two guides as well, and they are, they're equally balanced, perfectly balanced. You're perfectly balanced on the bike. It is represented by a camel. So again, you are someone who can go the distance. You're someone who can go a long distance. You've got a lot of longevity about you. So in terms of career and finances, this is a very good card to have in that position. You've also got the Seven of Pentacles, which is sitting in the position that of the energy as we move out of the month and into the month of August. So this sort of sits in well with the Chariot in terms of the career finances. So it could be that you're almost in a point at the end of the month, because this is, it does feel like a progression through the month here with the Chariot as well. So it feels like you may be reassessing where you want to go in terms of maybe your career, business. It's this idea of, is what I'm doing working? And if not, how can I make it better? What is working, and look at what's working and keep nourishing that. Take out whatever's not working. And it's like this whole reassessment phase that you might be going through in terms of your career. So that's the energy I'm getting. I actually feel like they sort of belong together. They're actually working together, if you will. All right, my darling Leos. That's pretty much it. As I said, that's really the strongest message, is this idea of working with your inner child and you being your own support, guiding yourself through that. Obviously, take it how it resonates. There may be people, out there who are literally working with children. But for me, it does feel like for the majority of people watching, it's an opportunity to have a look at, what triggers might kind of poke and prod us and niggle us that, we can address and help to move us through into a better place, into calmer waters. All right, my darlings, I hope you have enjoyed the reading. If you have, please do like, share and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next month or next week for the weeklies. All right, my friends. Bye-bye.